Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to build a city, a digital one. We are diving deep to demystify the invisible backbone of our entire modern world, IT systems architecture. I mean, seriously, stop and think about it for a second. You've got all these apps on your phone, websites you're browsing, and these massive, massive systems that run global companies. How do they actually talk to each other and work together so seamlessly? It seems impossibly complex, right? Well, it's not magic, and it's definitely not chaos. Just like a giant, sprawling city, our digital world relies on a very clear, very detailed plan to make sure every single part knows how to work with every other part. And that right there is the key idea for this entire explainer. We're going to think of IT architecture as the blueprint for a digital city. Trust me, this one analogy is going to make everything just click. So what is it officially? Well, IT systems architecture is the master plan for an organization's technology. The goal is to make sure all the different pieces are integrated, can adapt to change, and, most importantly, are efficient. Just like a well-planned city, it's got to handle traffic, it needs room to grow, and it has to use its resources wisely. Every city needs a solid foundation, doesn't it? You know, the ground, the buildings, all the physical structures. In our digital city, that foundation, that's the hardware. Hardware is, pretty simply, all the physical stuff you can actually see and touch. From those huge servers humming away in a data center to the smartphone right there in your hand, it's the tangible part of tech that does all the heavy lifting. So think of servers as the power plants or the massive office buildings of our city. Storage devices, those are the warehouses. And networking equipment like routers and switches, they're the traffic control centers. It is the physical infrastructure that everything else is built on top of. But you know, what good are buildings without electricity or plumbing or all the services that actually make them useful? That's where software comes in. It provides the functionality for our digital city. Software is basically the set of instructions that tells the hardware what to do. It's the intelligence, the purpose that brings all those physical components to life, letting them do specific things, from browsing the web to running super complex financial models. You've got your system software like Windows or Linux. That's the fundamental operating system that manages the whole show. Then there's application software, the tools we use every day like Microsoft Office. And then there's this fascinating and absolutely crucial category called middleware. So what in the world is this middleware? Honestly, the best way to think about it is as a universal translator. It's the go-between, the diplomat that allows two completely different pieces of software to understand each other and communicate. For example, let's say you're in an airline's booking app. That app needs to talk to a totally separate payment system, like a credit card gateway. The middleware takes the request from the airline app, translates it into a language the payment gateway understands, gets the response, and translates it back. It's the invisible plumbing connecting all these different services. Okay, so we have our buildings, the hardware, and we have our utilities, the software. But how does everything connect? And where does all the city's information actually live? That brings us to our final two components, networks and storage. Networks are the roads, the highways, the subway systems of our digital city. They are the pathways that allow information and data to travel from one place to another, connecting everything from your laptop to a server halfway across the globe. And these roads can be pretty small, like a local area network, or LAN, that connects all the devices in just a single office building. Or they can be huge, like a wide area network, a WAN, connecting offices across different cities. And of course, there's the ultimate global highway system, the internet. And finally, every city needs places to keep its valuable stuff, its records, its archives, its goods. In our digital world, that's storage. It's the city's libraries, warehouses, and bank vaults where all the important data is kept safe and easy to find. This can be small and personal, like the local storage on your own computer's hard drive. Or it can be absolutely massive, centralized, and accessible from anywhere, like cloud platforms such as Google Drive, Azure, or Dropbox. Those are the gigantic warehouses of our global digital city. So when you put it all together, the physical foundation, the functional services, the connecting roads, and the data warehouses, what do you get? You get a living, breathing, thriving digital city. All right, let's do a super quick recap. We've got our 4 core components: hardware, the physical stuff like servers; software, the programs like Windows; networks, the communication systems like the internet, and storage, the data repositories like the cloud. So look, if you remember anything at all from this, remember this. Hardware is the foundation, software gives it functionality, networks provide the connectivity, and storage is where the data lives. It's really that simple when you think about it that way. So there you have it, the 4 core components that make up the blueprint of our digital worlds. The question I want to leave you with is this. Now that you understand the blueprint, what kind of digital structure are you going to build?